Okay, everyone, hear ye. Trisha Paytas has responded to what is going on with Jeff Wittek and Tana Mongeau. Now, if you know anything, I was pissed the hell off whenever I was covering this with Jeff Wittek, in my opinion, throwing Tana under the bus. If you do not know what happened, I would either watch Jeff FM or watch the video we made on it yesterday. But basically what happened was Tana Mongeau was on Jeff FM, and she was basically talking about the fact that Jeff is buddying with Toddy Smith again, who was a member of the Vlog Squad, who was kicked out of the Vlog Squad because he was dating Natalie, who was in the Vlog Squad, who broke up with him, and now he's no longer in the Vlog Squad. So now he wants to be friends with Jeff again, even though he literally threw Jeff under the bus and dropped him for David. But now Todd obviously wants some clout and friends and is coming back to Jeff. Jeff had him on Jeff FM. They had like a coming together moment again. And then Tana went on Jeff FM after it and was basically saying how she felt weird about it and that, you know, Todd's using Jeff. And she talks about the time when Jeff, when Todd came up to her at an event and was basically saying that there's two sides of the story between Jeff and David and was like shouting at her. And Jeff like fucking bamboozles her and is like, well, we're going to bring Todd in now, and calls Todd. And it was so fucking awkward of Tana having like a confrontation moment with Todd, and Jeff was just kind of sitting there awkwardly, like loving it because of the clout of it all. But then Tana was being thrown under the bus in a really uncomfortable position where she was incredibly defensive. She held her own. But anyways, that's the quick summary. I did see that Trisha has talked about it on Just Trish, and I really am fascinated to know her approach, because I know that Trisha kind of likes everyone involved. However, she does have the podcast with Trisha with Tana, and I know that Tana is, you know, a very loyal person to her as well. So I can only assume that they, you know, are going to defend each other here. But I'm intrigued to see what Trisha says. So let's get into it. This is from the recent.
She's trying to get away from drama. She's like, Jeff, do you not understand? Like, this is why I left. This is why I'm stopping Canceled. I don't want to be in the drama. I don't want to be part of the drama.
Okay, wait,
but he
this.
And she kind of did. Elvis did go for it. He cleaned it up, obviously.
I love this wig.
Elvis will go for the crumbs.
And I guess the big T was Tana on Jeff FM. Did you watch Jeff FM?
I'm like, Oscar, do you have tortoise glasses? I'm like, Kendra.
All the time. Love Jeff FM. Do you watch it? Did you watch the whole one? Because one time you said did you watch it all?
I watched the whole one.
Tana looked good as hell.
Okay. I tried to watch you on Jeff FM. I could only get halfway through just because it was a little sensory overload. Not just the environment.
Really?
The environment.
Yes.
It was a very
too.
great environment.
Never going back.
And then I did watch the Toddy Smith one in full, which was a journey. And then I clocked.
We also need to watch the Todd one because I
back
haven't watched it
in
yet.
For Tana on Jeff FM last
it
night.
was Tana and her vape against Jeff, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw clips. I didn't see the whole thing. Well, Tana had told me in person. I saw her Friday, and she's like, I can't keep going back on Jeff because he's always the drama, and she's trying to get away from drama. She's like, Jeff, do you not understand? Like, this is why I left. This is why I'm stopping Canceled. I don't want to be in the drama. I don't want to be part of the drama. But she did.
And no, I had said in my video as well that I do believe that this is going to cause a rift between Jeff and Tana, and obviously they are friends first. And the Todd episode was underwhelming. Oh, was it? She was, you know, she's talking about how she's defending Jeff at the end of the day. So there is a friendship there first and foremost. And obviously clout is one hell of a drug. But it is interesting that she would bring it up to Trisha kind of privately as well and say that it made her uncomfortable. And this is something she's trying to get away from. And it seems that like Jeff isn't listening to that at all, which is crazy because out of everyone, Tana was the only one who was really defending you.
Did tell me I got to read
the conversations Tana's blue vape has heard.
From
I
Tana.
think Jeffrey Wittek, I think is the messiest straight man.
Not Jeffrey Wittek.
On YouTube, I have to say. That was my deduction from the episode. I was like, this man is a little
chaotic straight man.
Tell me how it happened, because I don't know if I wanted to watch it, because she just gave me the recap that Todd was like standing 10 toes down, that he was in the right, and she goes, there's no reason for me.
And Todd was also being incredibly passive aggressive. He was being condescending. Tana would be talking and he would speak over her and be like, I can't hear what you're saying. Or she'd be talking and he's like, you're so beautiful right now though. or he would dismiss what she's saying and being like, well, I guess we can just move on when they're both clearly disagreeing on how it happened.
I mean, to lie about this, like, she was like, there's no reason I would have to lie about this. I was like, yeah, it's Todd. Like, if you're gonna lie about someone, it'd be like David Dobrik or someone that someone cares about and talks about. You know what I mean? No one's talking about this except for us, because we're like weirdly in this niche hole of me being part of that group and, you know, like Tana but no one else cares outside of us.
Oh my God, I also completely forgot for a second there that, yes, Trisha was involved with everyone here. With the Vlog Squad, yes. I think even Kat, who wrote the article about the night with Dirty Dom, I think Trisha was even there as well, which is crazy how involved she is with this. And then also she's involved with Tana as well. Damn, Trisha gets around.
You know? So, anyway, so she sits down and he's like, let's call Todd right away. How's it happen?
Yeah, it was kind of a surprise. So,
it was
Jeff
a bamboozle.
And Tana were talking about, like, the Todd interview, and Tana was giving her opinion, like, her stance on it about, like, he just, like, came on here and lied. Like, I was sober when I arrived, because it was, right.
Also, her body language as well. I feel really bad for her. She did hold her own, but my God, it was an uncomfortable watch. Oof, it was brutal, wasn't it? Who was here yesterday? Who the fuck was here yesterday? It was brutal.
When she arrived at this premiere for a Paramount movie, I think it was that Margot Robbie one, but she was like, I just arrived on the red carpet. I was sober at the time. I was drunk later on that night, of course, but I just got there, so I'm not going to be showing up wasted on the carpet. And then she said that she saw Todd and Zayn, and then it was at the time where Tana was going really, really hard for Jeff and, like, standing up for him a lot. And Todd had said something to her like, there are two sides of this story, Tana. And Tana went, what, like Jeff and the Crane? And then Tana said that he just got in her face and was, like, yelling at her about it. And she doesn't remember, like, exactly what he said, but she does remember that he, like, got in her face. And, like, I feel like, too, this is just my 2 cents, but I feel like, too, as she talked about it, too, like, her experience as a woman, like, even though she hates, like, playing that card, but I feel like you do remember if you're, like, a small girl, like, a 6-foot guy yelling at you at a event, like, it's something,
of course,
core memory, you know?
Yeah.
And also, that time was such a pivotal point in Tana's life as well, because she was actively walking away from friendships that were benefiting her, monetary reasons, publicly and privately. It was beneficial for Tana to be friends with David and Todd and all like this instead of being friends with Jeff, but she stood on business and dropped all of them eventually whenever she did. And the fact that Jeff is willing to walk back to friendships that Tana quit in order to prove a point and defend him is a little bit disappointing. I mean, it's a little bit disappointing.
Guy yelling anyways at a girl, it's like, whatever. There's so many things that go in the guy's favor. This is one thing that should go in a girl's favor, is like a guy shouldn't yell at a girl and aggressively. And Todd is my least favorite of all them. You know, harmless, not much happening, but, you know, it's just like...
favorite Vlog Squatter? No.
Yeah. At least Zayn and Heath are bringing something. They're funny. They're bringing something. There's never a storyline revolving around Toddy Smith. You know what I mean?
Well, also, Toddy's, and I clearly got the vibes yesterday, he just comes across as a very sleazy guy. And the way that he was condescending to Tana, and again, redirecting to when he was losing the argument to just complimenting her, really goes to show that, like, he is sleazy and this is what he does. Not much happening is crazy.
I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's just like a bystander.
Had stories. Well, he was always, the one that would be
date someone that was more relevant and more famous. Ooh. Natalie, Corinna,
Olivia O'Brien.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Girls do that all the time. They date someone that has more status, more brain cells, more money, whatever it is to get.
Not more brain cells, Trisha.
Elevated, and that's why he was featured, but rarely even then. You know what I mean? Like, I think he even tried when he was dating Natalie. Oh, I'll get featured more, but it still wasn't working. Because
I mean, Trisha has a point here. He literally was dropped the second that Natalie broke up with him.
Remember when I left, Natalie would get featured more, and Todd was never there. Do you know what I mean? Good for Natalie. Okay, they need a girl. Okay, step in. But Todd, no. Anyways.
Sorry. Trisha's delivery of, I'm gone, they need a girl, Natalie, step in. One thing Trisha's going to do is stand on business when it comes to the fucking Vlog Squad. She'll be able to be so fucking condescending.
And he was always kind of mean. He was, I have a whole story, but that's a whole other thing. He was so rude, too. Like, I have a whole little Coachella thing about him, but we'll save that for a different time because we're on a time crunch. But he was such an asshole about something, and I would say that story. But also, does anyone care? No. Even when I'm writing the book, I'm like, a Todd Smith story will not make the book. Even though he was rude, nobody cares at the end of the day. But Tana does care because it happened to her, and I'm with her on this.
She will always find a way to clock. She will always find a way to clock those Vlog Squad. And you know what? You've got to give it to her. She's consistent. She's consistent.
So it's like, don't yell at me. What do you mean?
And she was, I don't even want to use the word upset, but she was perturbed because when Todd...
Perturbed? Oh, we're using big words today. I don't even know what that fucking means.
On Jeff FM, his angle was that he was completely sober and Tana was drunk and...
Well, he was playing into the thing that has happened with Tana a lot in the past, and sometimes it's been warranted, which is that, like, a lot of people would use Tana's, drinking or, substance abuse kind of as a way of, like, diminishing her points in the years, and sometimes it's been valid, sometimes it hasn't. But Todd was clearly using that here, which I think very much so frustrated Tana even more, which was she was saying that, Todd, you're telling people you were sober, you weren't. And also, it's the start of the night when I wasn't even blackout yet. And also, I think she's speaking from a very honest place nowadays. Keep in mind, she's sober. Todd isn't. And Todd literally admitted he was hungover.
She came up to them.
Perturbed, unnerved, but in an angry way. Come on, journalism, Oscar.
And was trying to, like, butt in to take a photo.
Well, yeah. I feel like people severely underestimate Tana in ways. Well, here's the thing. People will use Tana's past against her. We see this with a lot of YouTubers, but specifically Tana. Has Tana been an incredibly untrustworthy storyteller? Yeah, absolutely. Has she been incredibly unreliable in many different things? Yeah. However, if we continue to hold people to their past in this, and when they're actively trying to show growth, like how Tana is with being sober and literally not ending her podcast canceled over not wanting to be involved in drama, then we'll never get anywhere. And that would actually make me feel incredibly bad for her that people wouldn't allow her to grow.
With Todd and Zane, which again, that also doesn't really sound like something Tana would do.
Yeah, I need to be in this photo with the two.
Yeah, that was really weird. Todd's full point was that Tana was begging to get in a photo with Todd and was it Zane or Heath? Oof. Begging. Keep in mind at this time, Tana was publicly supporting Jeff. That would have, number one, ruined her, but also, number two, no one is begging for a photo with those motherfuckers. It is not 2016 no more.
The least interesting people of the Vlog Squad. You know what I mean? Like, no, she's gonna butt in a photo with David and who was he with at the time? I don't know. Who was in that group back then? Scotty? Nobody cares about him either. I don't know. Who's big in that group? I guess Zane. Okay, maybe she did. I did a picture with Zane and Todd. Okay, let me photobomb this.
But weird, like, I don't, like, she was
also, yeah, Tana's more popular. Even then.
Pro Jeff at the time that, like, I can't really.
Right.
Yeah, and they were still, like, David associates at that. Zane and Todd were David associates at the time. So it's still, like, it's hard to imagine how that went down. That
was like Oscar doing the Cynthia Erivo where she's like tapping on her forehead.
Like a witness. If you were at that premiere of that one Paramount, me reaching out to the Paramount employees.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't even need a witness.
There.
I believe Tana because I think Tana, like, she gets details right. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like she's not someone who just makes up. I don't ever think there's a time where she just, like, lied about anything, right? Like, if you...
Well, that's not true. But in this instance, I am Team Tana. On God. Even the paparazzi.
Think about the Mindy situation, anything. Like, all the stories always, like... And I believe her on this one. I think Todd, I've known to lie about things. So I've known him to lie about things. I know Tana not to lie about things. So I'm going to believe Tana on this one.
Tana obviously is an embellisher in her story times. But I think when
Oscar went, well...
Embellishing's different than lying.
And especially when it's like things about like her, like this is kind of more serious. It's not like, lighthearted.
Yeah.
I mean, with the tooth, like this is more like where she was like trying.
Oh my God. He fucked me with a toothbrush. That was crazy, Oscar. Me and you. Twin flames.
Trying to be entertaining. Like this story is not like her trying to be an entertainer. It's her like
that's
actual.
A true point that Oscar's bringing up here. If anything, this was Tana's way of bringing up a story to protect Jeff. And meanwhile, he's throwing her under the bus.
Experience. So when it comes to that stuff that like is a real thing, like she's pretty, straightforward
And
with
did she
it.
not? She didn't name him when she first told the story, did she?
No, she did, yeah.
Right away from the beginning?
I think so because I knew it was Toddy for years, and I would
Why do I thought she said, "Oh, somebody from that group yelled at me"? I thought it was that, but maybe not. Because, anyways, either way, like I said, it was never a story time. It was never sensationalized. It was never whatever.
Yeah, and so Jeff surprised her with a FaceTime from Todd. And I think Todd was
Crazy. Like, it's so crazy that he did that. I still can't believe it. Bye. I still can't believe he did that. It just shows a level of disrespect and a level of caring about clout more.
was even kind of surprised too. I don't know if he really knew what was happening.
Sounds like Jeff. He definitely
he had messy
calls
boots.
people.
He is
Yeah,
messy.
I'm like,
and Tana was kind of
Wow, Trisha does not fuck with Jeff. I thought she liked him.
sweet about it. She was like, well, I know that, this is a good friendship for you to have. I like that I was healing or whatever. And then there goes Jeffrey Wittek being like, oh, that's so gay. I'm like, oh my God.
No.
Yes. Yeah. Now, if you watch our video back yesterday, you will also see the moment that I was like, oh. I literally wrote in the Discord today, I was like, guys, don't be gay. Join the live stream. I'm quoting Jeff Wittek, by the way. Don't be gay. Yeah, you can see Jeff kind of getting back into that, like, bro-y mindset, which will be very detrimental to his career because with Tana, he's really gotten the girlies audience.
Yes! I'm like, Jeffrey, let's get it together here.
I really think, oh my God, that's sad. I feel like something, okay, I'm not going to speculate, but that's sad. That's so sad. Like, what do you mean?
Having a friendship with just another straight guy is gay.
Oh, I hate.
I know, Jeffrey. We got to get it together.
Oh my God, that's ick. He gives me an ick.
Yeah.
Oh, she hates him dying.
Yeah.
But
Ew,
he did surprise Tana with like the Todd FaceTime, and it was pretty awkward because they each firmly believe their stories. Like neither of them.
It was an awkward watch, and literally Jeff's like, oh, so we can't go anywhere from here. Sorry, I thought this was going to be productive. Jeff, how did you think that was going to be productive in any goddamn fucking way? Like, you're lying to us. You're genuinely lying. It's always straight men with the podcast. Well, yes, literally.
Indeed. So it was
and
kind of
Todd
awkward.
was also drunk a lot back then, so I do have to believe that. Like, I don't know him now. I don't know his story. Like, yeah, kudos for him. Yeah, he was a drinker all the time, and he was rude. I will say, of all the people in the vlog squad, he was the only one who was ever, like, nasty, rude to my face, like, mean. And he'd only... Now that I'm thinking about it, pattern with women. Because why it was only females. And I remember he'd get in girls' face, so now that I think about it, because none of the other ones were, like, rude. Even if I was rude to them. Jeff, okay, he walked away. Like, I give him credit. He walked away when he saw
Oh my God, I forgot about the Trisha Jeff story.
me. But, yeah, Todd was an asshole, like, to, like, my face. Maybe not, like, yelling in my face, but he was, like, especially in the group chats. It was always Todd. Like, he always had something to say. All the other guys kind of just, like,
interesting,
left me alone. So, no, I'm kind of more on, always on Tana's side no matter what. But now thinking about evidence, it's like,
She's literally that Lady Gaga meme. She looked for evidence.
Have caught him in lies. He was mean to me.
Oh.
He was nasty to me. And, yeah. And he changes his tune. Now he changes his tune about David, which rightfully so. But it's like, you're a flip-flopper. You're flip-flopping too much, you know?
Well, that's kind of my main thing that I'm really thinking about, which is that Todd is literally like a grifter in this situation. Like, he grifted off of David Dobrik's success. He got iced out whenever Natalie broke up with him. And now he's grifting back to Todd. Like, it's embarrassing at the end of the day. And it honestly makes me feel really bad for Jeff that he's willing to accept a friendship that is based on you're the last option.
No, so it's just like, I think he has to stand 10 toes down as the...
And I've met Jeff, and I think he's really nice. I think he was incredibly, incredibly lovely whenever I met him, and his entire team that he surrounds himself with. Like, this is something that I'm going to credit Jeff on. Whenever I met him, I was really surprised because his entire team is, like, queer people. Like, well, for the most part. I'm, like, he's surrounded by, like, lesbies and all like this, and I was like, damn, like, this kind of makes sense as to why he, like, is with the girlies and all like this. Like, I really liked him more after meeting his team, and he was so lovely to me, and he was funny, and he was gracious, and stuff like this. And it would just make me sad to think that, because when he was in the vlog squad, there were moments that were iffy about Jeff, that he would go back to that. You know what I mean? Because he's getting this friendship with Todd again. I just don't know. I don't know. I think throwing away everything that you've built up over a friendship with someone who really doesn't care about you, I don't know.
The kids say, because, like, he's made such a big deal about this story, but like you said, no one was really there. We don't, unless someone, like you said, has multiple angles.
Yeah, there had to have been someone, because it's a premiere or whatever. There had to have been some employees on boots on the ground. So we need to interview them.
Yeah,
if you're a
we need
witness
Lady
to this,
Gaga to
we'll
look for
interview you.
evidence.
I just don't know. My credibility lies in Todd, but
Yeah, that concept of Tana Mojo being like, I need a photo with Toddy Smith at this premiere is crazy. There's
Not
Margot
buying
Robbie
it.
like 10 feet away.
Oh, what was the event? What
I
was
forget
it?
what movie she said it was. I know it was the Margot Robbie one. Let me see. Because when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, it's like a random Babylon. That's what it was, I think.
Not the
Oh,
Babylon
how
premiere.
fun. Yeah, at a premiere. I thought it was like an event for David or something like that.
No,
but at
it was a
premiere.
Paramount.
Oh, yeah, no, that's didn't happen. There's no way she was like, I need a photo with them. Also, a weird thing. So he said she wanted a photo, and he like yelled. He pushed. He like
he like pushed her out of the.
Well,
photo.
didn't push. He said he put his hand up. And he's like, didn't touch her, and I was like, that's
Nudge or
weird.
whatever.
So you just said go, but didn't no.
Oh my
I
god.
need a photo with Toddy, said no one ever. Also, it's like, it kind of comes across like a huge fucking ego thing. But furthermore as well, why would Tana be at the premiere, actively be supporting Jeff and getting hate for her association with the Vlog Squad in the past and be like, I've got to take a photo with these guys right now? It doesn't make sense, even for Tana. Even if Tana was blackout drunk, which she says she wasn't.
If he did that happen, it sounds like all of it's weird. Why would you push her out of the way? Like the whole thing is odd. Or put your hand up. I don't know. The whole thing. He's like, no, I didn't push her. I didn't touch her, but my hand was up.
Yeah, the whole thing is so odd. And I feel like Jeff's intentions were, yes, to be messy, but also I feel like he does want to like...
Well, I can probably assume what Oscar's going to say here. Yeah, I do believe that a big element of this was Jeff trying to get a moment of people talking about it. I mean, we're talking about it right now. We wouldn't be talking about Jeff FM normally. Clock it. And it works. And kind of throwing your friend under the bus for that, debating moment, back and forth confrontation. But it does seem that he really does want to be friends with Todd again, like when he says to Tana, so can I be friends with Todd again? Which kind of makes it imply that Tana's being the problem, when actually you were a problem for Tana because she had to throw all her friends away to basically form an alliance with you.
Be guilt-free about his friendship with Todd now.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Because Tana did say that too. It's like, it is like one of those things where like you go so hard for someone and then you're like, yeah, F this person, blah, blah, blah. And then
you have to go back to them. It's incredibly awkward. You put yourself out in the line.
Becomes friends.
Yeah. I would side-eye Jeff. I'm like, what do you mean? I was like so with you, team.
And then Jeff was also like, well, at least I defended you when Todd was there, whatever. And I was like, no, you didn't, Jeffrey. Because when Todd was like, oh, yeah, she was drunk and she came out to me, Jeff was like, oh, Tana. He said that. I was like, Jeffrey is rewriting.
No, he had no defense.
We definitely need to watch that episode.
I don't like it. It's all messy. If you want to be his friend, fine. Leave Tana out of it. If you have to like make it right like privately and be like, okay.
I think that's a good point and a good closing point from Trisha, which is if Jeff is so destined to be friends with Todd again, also I think it's a slippery slope because I think it may unleash some previous behavior that got Jeff in trouble, like we're already seeing already, but leave Tana out of it and create separate friendships because she was put in an awkward position because of you and she shouldn't have to go back just because you decide.
I'm friends with him. Don't be mad at me. Tana won't be mad. She's like the last person to hold a grudge.
Yeah.
She forgives friends all the time if they like slept with her boyfriend or whatever, slept with guys she likes. So
the Brooke drag.
I don't buy it. I think Jeff was trying to be messy. Tana's just too sweet.
Yeah.
Todd is just, I don't really know what he's.
Jeff is great. And then the rest of he was pulling up every like TMZ article about Tana and like putting it on the screen and having her like talk. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Also, Jeff literally in it was like, Tana doesn't care about this. She's been canceled so many fucking times. Like, stop trying to paint a picture that she is an untrustworthy person because she's been very trustworthy to you, Jeff.
Messy boots.
I know.
He was messier that like if he was a woman, people would be like, oh, this messy drama channel. Like,
right. Women or gay, honestly. If he was gay, people would be like, wow,
yes.
look at this mess. He's prying into females' lives like this. You know what I mean? But it's like, he gets away with it. Why? Because
That's a really good point. That actually is a really good point. That is a really good point, actually.
good looking and had like an injury. At some point, we have to get
Ooh, girl.
him a little accountable.
I mean, she's making a good point. she's making a good point about the injury. You know what I mean? Like, he can't be excused forever.
No, I think we let him pass a little too much. I love Jeff, so I say this out of love. Like, let's get it together.
Oh my God.
Let's learn about things.
Oh my God.
In 2025. At least Todd's on the right side of history now, I guess. I guess that's one thing. As far as the Jeff and David thing.
Yes,
the Tana thing,
I guess. He did say he loves Tana, would like to be her friend, go hiking, run in, play the piano with her, but we'll see if that...
He would love... I'm sure he would love that. He's trying anything now that David's not his friend.
Said, Tana, you look beautiful. Okay. He was laying it on thick. I did like Scotty Sire more than Toddy, for the record, so I do feel right about that. Although I did like Toddy, so I can't brag too much.
Did you? No, never. I never did. Never.
You'll hear me say that on camera. I interviewed him...
Okay, we'll leave it there, but again, I think it's such a great point, which is Tana being like, of course he wants, to be friends with Tana, because his only friend that he banked so much on has dropped him. He's not part of the group anymore because Natalie broke up with him. I don't know. I think Todd's a grifter. I think Jeff is making a poor decision, bringing him back into his life. I think it will ultimately affect his career in the long run, and... yeah, I do believe that. I believe that Todd is a misogynistic grifter. I completely agree with you. Shane Dawson, one hater. Trisha knows him so well. I believe her over Todd a date. Well, we now have Trisha and Tana. I'm going to be honest. I didn't need either of their inputs to believe that Todd was a bad person who would be condescending to a woman. I think it's perfect for his brand. Sloppy and wow. Trisha made a good point there. I think the closing point I'll make is about Jeff getting... the pass so much for what happened with David. And I think, yes, we can acknowledge it and keep supporting him, but also kind of not baby him in a way. And I think that's kind of starting with this weird behavior that we are kind of possibly seeing with bringing Toddy back and kind of the things around there. I don't know. And I think kind of ultimately realizing at the end of the day that, yes, at his core, Jeff is a straight man. And yes, he can be surrounded by a queer team and be friends with mainly women and stuff like that. But ultimately, remember that you are a straight man and, act accordingly. Whatever that may look like for you. Just like respect women and do not use gay as a slur, please. We cannot go back to this. And we'll leave it there. Well, yes. I feel like Jeff is bad at making character judgments. Well, I mean, we can't baby everyone forever. That's exhausting. You know what I mean? We can't baby everyone forever.